What's up, everybody? It's Goldie Merrill here. Alright, so especially for my YouTube family, it's been a while since I have been on here, and you might notice something different about me. Yes, I have lost all my hair. You all know that I was diagnosed with cancer last year, sarcoma cancer to be exact. And in February of this year, during quarterly scan, I found out that the nodule on my lung had grown, and it started to wrap itself around my rib. Chemo can be a very intimidating and very scary and nasty word for a lot of people, for the majority of people. And it was for me, and it still is. It's still intimidating because I still have one more treatment to go through before I'm done. I can't be too negative about chemo because my cancer has shrunk by about 50%. Which is huge, and it's worked. But I'm almost done with chemo, and now that I've experienced chemo, I want to be sharing a lot more about my experience with it and how to help people, because there's people who, family members and spouses and caretakers and friends who want to be more involved with knowing what to do for a cancer patient, but there's just not a lot of information out there. And so there's different degrees of chemo. There's high, medium, and low. And with mine is one of the highest as far as intensity goes and as far as nausea-inducing goes. And so the acronym for mine is called AIM and AIM. And so the A, if I tried to say it, I'd slaughter it. So it's more commonly known as the Red Devil, pretty much. And then I is for ifoxamide. And then M is for Mesna. And Mesna is not a chemo drug. It's more of an assistant drug for my bladder to handle chemo. So with chemo, you can be outpatient, which means you go to an infusion center or a cancer center to get your treatment. Or there is inpatient. And what I do is inpatient. So with AIM, especially for me, there's 4 cycles. And then you have a 21-day break in between those cycles. And then there are and then in each 4 cycles, there's 3 rounds of chemo. So total, I will have 12 rounds of chemo done. One thing that I did not know until I was a cancer patient, I wish I would have known. It would have been nice to know, like just for support with other friends. But as a cancer patient, you go through a low platelet week or immune compromised week. And that's usually about the week. It's usually about a week after you get chemo that your blood counts dip and your immune system shot. Friday, when I went in to get my blood drawn, my oncologist looked me in the eye and he said, "Are you really doing okay?" He's like, "Because by all accounts, you should be sick. You should not be feeling good. This should be hard for you to be here. You shouldn't, you should be having a hard time." And I told him, I said, "I am great. Aside from the 2 days coming off of chemo, I bounced back really well and I feel really great." I said, I'm anemic, which is normal, and sometimes I'm tired, but really I'm doing okay. Like, I feel great. And I have felt great during this whole process. And he's like, "I am just amazed at how well you're doing and how well you're handling yourself, and that you're working out, and that you've continued with your habits." You know, he's like, I just am really proud of you and with what you've done. And that is the biggest piece of advice that I want to give to somebody today, is I credit how well I've done with chemotherapy and even with cancer to how I have chosen to live my life. Even the past 4 or 5 years. I mean, I do at-home programs, at-home Beachbody programs. I drink Shakeology every day. I have learned so much about nutrition through the programs with Beachbody. And I credit how well I have done with chemotherapy to that lifestyle, to choosing to live that lifestyle. And I want to send out that invitation today for anyone to start, because you never know. If you're not doing something, you need to start something. You never know what life is going to throw you. You never know what's going to happen. And it's so much better to be healthy for all of that. I don't know. There's no way that I would have known 4 or 5 years ago that I would be getting cancer now. And I had no idea that starting that 4 or 5 years ago, the domino effect that it has on my life now, and that I have been preparing my body for the fight of its life, now, and just how vitally important that part of life is. And I have experienced chemo and experienced cancer this past year, and everything that I've done, all the surgeries I've done and all the treatments I've done, I am going to be sharing a lot more with you guys about how to help somebody or even how to help yourself, and just be really open about this whole process and about my beliefs and my passion when it comes to health and fitness and choosing that lifestyle. I just want to thank you guys for your thoughts and your prayers and your support and everything that you've done for me during this whole process. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Go drink some water, go eat a carrot, do something to be healthy. Choose that today. And we'll talk to you guys more later.